He say Stung Doe, Billy Whitefox, and we were missing being at home at Native Rhythms with all of our family and friends. But by way of using virtual, we can come to you from our home at Bear Creek Feline Center, where they take care of these beautiful cats born in captivity. And being born that way, they cannot fend for themselves in the wild. And this is also the home of our tribal town, the Bear Creek Muskogee Clan. So I want to start at this time, as I always do, with salute to our veterans. And I'm going to have coming with me 2 war veterans, both Navy, Miko Jerry Lang and Cecil Brill. If this time would you come, please, and stand with the flag. A story goes with this, and it's going to use 2 flutes, talking about one of our young warriors serving overseas in Iraq on a rooftop. And he was questioning him, what are we doing here? Why are we here? Because his job was sitting on a rooftop watching the streets below, making sure the enemy weren't laying the landmines out for our troops to run over the next morning. But not only them, but the innocence of the children playing in the streets that would run across those mines. And that was weighing heavy on his heart. But he thought of us at home on our tribal grounds, the war veterans who served before coming together, so he did a prayer song. We always carry a flute with us. And the story goes like this. He started with a prayer. Izagi Missy, our Father, Master Breath, protect my family at home. Take care of them as they go into the circle around the fire, and let our ancestors come be with them. Then he did the call of the eagle. And as he finished, went into prayer, he heard another flute playing 3 rooftops away. And the song he heard sounded like this. And he heard, thank you, my friend, for the gift of your flute. I too sing a flute to my grandson at night, Kasha, because he's afraid of the rifles going off in the distance and the bombs going off in the towns, in the street. And I say, hush, Kasha, listen, that's our friend of ours from America playing his flute. He's out there protecting us. And he says, we too need to get together with our flutes, and if we all could play the flute, how better our world would be. So he brought home to us this story that I get to share with you. And he said, you know what a true warrior is? A warrior doesn't just take care of his own children or the elderly. He takes care of all children and all of the elderly, those who cannot take care of themselves. And being this is Veterans Weekend, I want to honor all of our war vets. And please, if you see a veteran close to you, give them a hug. It's worth more than $1 million, and say thank you for your service. This flute goes back. Thank you for your support and for your services. Honored to stand with you both. Talking of warriors, this flute needs to come out next. It's not just a flute, it's actually a spear. And the story goes, with our people, the Muskogee, we didn't like to fight if we didn't have to. But we would defend our home, our children, and our family. A holy person of our tribe would do prayers to keep us all safe. He would start with the morning prayers and the evening prayers. Grandmother would teach our children the same prayers. But this was short to be carried on the back of a pony, because when the word came in that there were strangers coming close to our talofa, our tribal grounds, they would ride out to intercept to see if they were friends or foe. The holy person would always ride at the back with his spear, and he would play a song for Izagi and Misty to protect our home, our family. It was played again for fallen brothers being brought home, whether there were the deer clan or the bird clan. He would sing over them. But it was the last song a foe would hear, because he would use it as last resorts. Because of the finger hose, it would whistle when it's thrown. And that would be the last song he would hear. And it would sound something like this. Whoa! My dog. And now I'm with one of our babies out here, Raz, because it's important that we know that even the animals love the sound of the flute, the vibration, and the calmness of the music. And another great thing is right behind me is river cane that we use for making our musical instruments. What we call a giko yahagus, a singing stick. So this is a piece of cane that would come from here. All right, Raz, let's play you a song. Mado, hope you enjoyed the sound of the flute as well as Raz did. In one spirit, one heart, Billy. The next flute that I'm holding here and getting ready to play is a river cane flute. Being southeastern Muskogee Creek, this is what we used to choice for our instruments. We would heat treat it over a fire and harden it so the sound would resonate and bounce. And we have the stories how the woodpecker pecked on a piece of river cane looking for something to eat, and as Hodeli the wind played through each hoe that he pecked, it became a musical instrument, singing from the heart. So you get to hear the story of the woodpecker bringing us the gift of the flute, and why we love to use the river cane. So I'm going to go ahead and let you hear the voice of this flute. Each flute has its own voice or story. Such a sweet voice of the river cane that across the waterway, the Japanese also use the river cane or bamboo that they have. And it's such a simple, ancient instrument, but has such a healing sound of the vibration. Mado, such a beautiful voice, and you can feel the healing even in this piece of cane, which was called a shakuhachi. Japanese made this cane, it had a notch. I love the sound of shakuhachi. Being inquisitive, as a lot of us are, being Creek, I couldn't play the shock. So I made the first ever Native American in-blown Japanese low C shakuhachi. And it was funny that I had a Japanese elder come up with this nephew of 21, watched me perform, and he got all excited and wanted to know. He said, "Uncle says, how you know to play Japanese shakuhachi?" Everybody has a little bit of humor in them, I think. And I said, "With my mouth." Everybody laughed but Uncle. And he went on, "Uncle says that wasn't funny." I says, "We thought it was." Everybody else is laughing. And then he says, "Uncle wants to see shakuhachi." So I took it and showed it to him. And he said, "Uncle says not shakuhachi, no notch." So I asked his nephew, I says, "Do you play shakuhachi?" He says, "Oh no, they're hard. Notch on it, you have to get just right, like playing on Coke bottle, and it's hard to do." I says, "Play this one." Luckily I had two made. So he blew in it, and it's like a native flute in-blown, you can play. So he loved it, had to have it. So the second Native American in-blown Japanese shakuhachi low C is in Japan. It shows how small the world really is, that we all use the cane for flutes. But now, being Muskogee, we didn't waste anything. Let me put this down, I'm gonna pick one more up. It's where I like having the table and get everything close to me. My granny would start early in the morning on the front porch with a big old pot cooking. Now I always would tempt to lift the lid up off that pot to see what she was cooking. Really what I wanted, it wasn't I was hungry wanting the meat, I wanted the bones, what was left. And I wanted to already plot and get dibs on it and be the first one to say, "I want them bones." So I'd go out to the porch and lift the lid a little bit, and she would come out and go, "Monks, don't do that. It's not ready." I says, "Humbucks, gee, I'm hungry." She says, "You just ate a little bit ago." "But I'm hungry, Granny." And she'd say, "It's a biswa, ijo biswa, be a deer stew, or this time maybe a watanka biswa, which is buffalo roast cooking, or binwa." She'd have a turkey. Well, fortunate, this time it was a buffalo roast. And so after we finished, I got the bone before my cousin did. He only makes arrow points out of them and little knife blades out of the bone. I like to make them sing. And the only problem I have with this one, after all we ate him, is he tends to do the blues sometimes when I play. But he has a sweet voice. And I think of my granny, she was in a little old country church up in Silas, Alabama. She would go to, and she would wear an apron with her initials to remind her, "I'm Muskogee, I'm tribal." And she was accepted in that little church. And she would play this song that was dear to her, and all the women, she'd sing it in Muskogee. And they couldn't tell the difference. It sounded just like them singing it in English. And it goes something like this, and you'll know the song. So I like to play that for my granny because we get asked a lot, do you believe in God? And I always answer, we believe in Izagi and Missy, our master of breath, our creator. He created us all, as well as all these beautiful cats out here, the animals and the birds. So yes, we do, and we also sing prayer songs to him all the time. So I'm gonna put this baby back and bring the other bone out of a deer, or Ijo. A little simple deer leg bone. And when we'd go hunting, each of us would carry a small one because we could communicate with it and not worry about scaring the deer. Like if I got my bow and I'm sitting on a ridge and my cousin Ijoji, little deer's on the other ridge, I see something coming and I don't get it, I might go, I see a deer, and he'll answer back. I'm waiting, I'll watch. Then you might hear, and all the deer hears is birds and crickets. He done left me, he's heading your way. Then I'll hear him go, come help me, I got him. Best way to communicate. We also talk that way during wartime. If we're out and about and need to signal to each other, but then it will sing a song. Not bad for deer, little deer leg bone, is it? Own voice, beautiful little song, easy to carry when we go to the woods. I'd like to take my time right now because the flute is healing to us all, and I want to share a song by the Raven here, made by a dear friend to us all at Native Rhythms and at other places, different flute makers. Utah Ferris made this flute for me, and it's got a lot of medicine coming through it right now, and I'd just like to do a prayer song for Utah and his family. Such a beautiful flute. Utah did an amazing job. All the flutes he carves and works on, but this one, the raven singing to our Father, our Creator. Just a medicine flute. Thank you. This time, I would like to take you back in time, what it would be like on our tribal grounds hundreds of years ago in this area. Getting up in the mornings and you'd hear the children running and playing, as they all do. Joji, little dear, Aceginos, quit chasing me. Fuzwaji, little bird, I'm gonna tell Mom, you better quit. Then you'd hear Granny, Hokti, Hanawa, Hoktiji. Girls and boys gather around. Lesson time. We're going to do stories and prayers. Then you'd hear someone in his lodge, not far away, doing a prayer song. And hold to lead the wind that carries our prayers. So it would start something like, oh yeah, oh. Mado, thank you. So since we played for one cat, we had to come out and play for the other two cats. They had to have their music time too. And the flute I was playing, how stories come to us, I was deer hunting of all things. I see you, baby, come on. And this was a broken limb hanging over where I was sitting, and I just had a buck coming close to me, and the wind blew a little bit and it squeaked and the buck ran off. So I got ready again. He ran through the blueberry bushes, and I saw his antlers turn and come back. So I got the bow ready and just got pulled back and ready with him. And as he stepped out, the wind blew a little and it squeaked again. So he got away. I watched him go, and I said, well, another day. But I climbed that tree and I took this limb down and decided next time I come back it's going to sing better. So you never know when good fortune's going to come your way. So the deer got to live another day. I didn't get to eat deer that week, but I got a beautiful flute from the tree limb. So we always are thankful for the gifts that we give or given. Mado, I'm glad you got to visit with me and our babies out here at our grounds at Bear Creek Muskogee Clan in Bear Creek Feline Center, home of our beautiful babies.